everyone, today I will tell you about the film Hounded. Enjoy watching! Before watching, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'm trying to develop this channel, and your support is the only thing I have. The rich people left their mansion, and 3 thieves went towards the house, leaving the 4th to sit in the car as a guard. Vix picked the lock, and Leon dealt with the alarm. A dog met them in the house, but he turned out to be a friendly animal. He was clearly not here for security. The thieves broke in to steal a specific painting worth £250,000 sterling. The gang will get 1/10 of its value. Chaz saw that the owners of the house were returning back and immediately informed the others about it. The couple forgot their wallet in the living room. Having taken it, they left again. Vix was ready to hit the man with a candlestick, but Leon is against such methods. Having completed the task, the 4 left. In an antique store, a woman noticed the dark-skinned brothers and asked the seller to direct them to her. It was his task that the thieves carried out last night. The seller handed them a bag of money and immediately offered them a new job. But Leon refuses and leaves. The friends celebrate while playing pool. They are outraged that Leon did not agree to the new task. He just needed the money to pay for his younger brother's education, and he had already collected the entire amount. But in Vix's opinion, he is cheating them. The girl believes that it is better to be a thief than to sit in an office for pennies. In addition, Chaz himself wanted to earn some easy money so that they could leave this place together. First, the 4 need to steal a suitable car. In the house, they will have to find a ceremonial hunting knife. Todd wondered what kind of ceremonies these are, where a knife might be needed. The criminals drove up to the Redwick estate. The lock on the gate is broken, but the plot is so big that they had to drive for quite a long time to the mansion. The seller told Leon that the Redwicks are definitely not home, skiing somewhere in the mountains. The house is huge, so in order to find the knife, Vix suggests that Chaz go with them today. Leon wanted to leave it in the car as usual, but Chaz asked to participate. Suddenly, the alarm started screaming, but they seem to have nothing to fear. The nearest village is very far from here. The rooms of the mansion are filled with expensive antiques, but the 4 do not take anything extra. Todd is a religious guy and asked Vix to leave the Bible alone. The girl went to check the nursery, and when she returned, Todd was nowhere to be found. The brothers saw that the door, which was locked, was now open. This means that they are not alone, and they need to get out of here. Leon called Vix, but the thief is busy stuffing her pockets with the jewelry she found. During their fitting, a man came out of the darkness and knocked her out with a taser. The same thing happened to the brothers. They were already expected here. The friends woke up, tied up inside the car. Soon it stopped. The woman the brothers had seen in the store earlier approached them. She promised that they would soon find out everything. The servant threw all 4 of them onto the grass. Catherine Redvig said that she could have called the police, but they themselves knew that law enforcement agencies were bad. Mallory poured something from a bottle on the boys. People like her, Catherine says, brought England to the top of the world. But then they appeared, the working class. And if before there was at least some nobility in them, today they beg for eternal handouts. And if they don't get something, they go steal. Catherine took out that very knife, but it won't be an execution. It would be too boring. Leon's zip tie was cut so he could help the others. Without any further explanation, they were left lying in the middle of the field. You said it would be empty, Vix complains. But they were all deceived. Their friends' phones and wallets were taken, and they were doused with urine. Chaz wonders why they were let go. Now they are walking along the planting, hoping to find a road. The thieves passed a herd of cows and spotted a river ahead. Then Chaz and then everyone else heard some kind of signal. And then they saw horsemen, fox hunters, riding in their direction with a pack of hunting dogs. The friends did not wait for them to catch up and quickly ran. They crossed the river. Todd cannot swim, and Leon returned to help him. Among the 4 costumed hunters was the already familiar Catherine. She promises that they will soon catch up with them. The youngest is indignant. Why give them a head start? His aunt assures him that it is much more interesting this way. Each took a stick so that they could at least somehow fight back. The thugs decided to hide near the trees. Chaz apologizes. Nothing would have happened if it weren't for him. And his brother promises that they will deal with the grandfather antique dealer later. He lost his cross and, looking around, accidentally stumbled upon a bear trap. There are plenty of such traps around them, so they should walk very carefully. But soon they heard a horn and decided to run forward at their own risk. The friends needed to get over the wall, but Todd fell from it right onto the trap. The brothers unclenched their claws and threw the bearded man up. However, Leon himself did not have time to climb up, and the dogs grabbed his legs. and they immediately began to tear him apart. Chaz is shocked by what happened, and Todd whines that he wants to go home. The aristocrats took a break to drink tea and something stronger. Catherine was given a knife so that she could finish off Leon, who was still alive. The lady cut the victim's throat, and Miles's father did not allow him to take a photo of the loot. It is their tradition to kill all sorts of cattle, like their birthright. The remaining 3 have to keep up with the wounded Todd. Finally, they reach the road, only it is not clear which way to go. Then they heard the killer's SUV approaching. Only Mallory was in it. The guys decided to set up an ambush, and Vix pretended to be unconscious. When he approached, he attacked from behind and beat him with a stick. Vix kicked Mallory with all his heart, but they were unable to leave. The keys were left with the servant. They heard the barking of dogs, so they had to continue running on foot. Mallory told the aristocrats that this time they came across smart creatures. Chaz hopes to find a farm and call the cops from there. But Vix is not eager to meet the cops. He and Todd have drives. The friends assumed that they were constantly being found by the smell of Todd's blood, and Todd wanted to split up. He would distract the hunters. Vix and Chaz got to someone's farm. No one was home, and Vix picked the lock with a hairpin. He threw away the rag with blood and washed the wound. Mallory said that the guys split up. The hunters need to do the same. The thieves saw a car in the garage. Now they need to find the keys. Vix found a sawed-off shotgun in one of the rooms. Chaz blames himself for his brother's death. After all, he had already saved up money for his studies. Vix calms the student down. Lion never did anything he didn't want to do. It was his choice to go on the job. The dogs found a bloody rag. They were thrown off the scent. Chaz found a phone and was about to call the police, but Vix distracted him and called him to have a snack. Mallory went to take a leak. Todd quietly crept up to the car and stole his radio. Father and son reached the farm and found traces of their prey. Now they had to lure it out, and Hugo suddenly began to sing. Hugo handed his son a whistle and went to lure the thieves out of the house from the other side. Todd managed to run there too. Vix closed the door and sprayed the threshold with air freshener, which the dog did not like, and it ran away. The girl also sprayed herself and Chaz. The guy opened all the gas burners and threw foil into the microwave. They hid in the pantry. Miles found a way to get into the kitchen, and all he managed to do before he exploded was blow the whistle. He walked around the yard a little more and fell to the ground, burned. The friends took the opportunity to escape. Todd joined them. Despite everything, Chaz regrets killing the boy. He only wanted to distract them. The 3 hunters concluded that they underestimated the prey. Hugo freaked out and took out a sniper rifle, although the others were against it. This is not in accordance with their code. The friends still do not understand where to go. The rich people took down all the signs. Catherine contacted them and reminded the thieves that they are now paying for invading their world. This is their land and they have nowhere to run. Meanwhile, the grandfather figured out where the prey is. Chase climbed a tree to look around. Ahead, about 2 kilometers from them, he saw a village. Now they need to somehow get to it. The friends heard a car, and on the other side, Hugo already sees them in the sights. Todd is no longer able to move quickly. Then Shay orders him to slowly walk towards the village, and he and Vix will try to deal with the hunters. They howl and scream to distract attention to themselves. Todd hobbled to the horse, but Hugo immediately took aim at him. Todd concluded that aristocrats are such psychopaths because they constantly marry relatives. The Gopnik attacked the rich man and knocked the rifle out of his hands. He tries to strangle the killer, but Hyuga took out a ritual knife and stuck it into Todd's side, and then finished him off with a rifle when Todd attacked him. Catherine told her grandfather that it was time for him to rest and went hunting alone. A dinner was prepared for her grandfather by the fire. Catherine found Hugo next to a dead body and scolded her brother for forgetting about traditions. It turned out that Hugo was also about to die soon, with their favorite knife sticking out of his back. Grandfather tells jokes, and the servants laugh to his delight. No one even noticed that thieves were approaching them. Vix pointed a sawed-off shotgun at them, and Chaz doused Mallory with urine and ordered everyone to be tied up. Grandfather hides a knife behind his back. He is sure that the girl will not shoot, but he was wrong. And when he attacked, he was shot point blank. Vix wounded Mallory too. Chaz released the dogs, and they pounced on the wet servant. The friends rush in the darkness in the car and hope that they will soon come out somewhere. But suddenly they almost hit a fox and turning sharply crashed into a tree. When the losers came to their senses, it turned out that the girl had been pierced through the shoulder by a thick branch. Chaz backed up. That's how they pulled the branch out. Vix walked a little and fell on the grass. She gave up and asked Chaz to leave her alone and run away. Catherine found the prey and gave her a sip of expensive whiskey before she died. She said it was complete crap. Chaz finally ran to the village and burst into the pub. He tells the locals that they were hunted with dogs. The barmaid served him and offered to make him a sandwich, but then Chaz saw a newspaper clipping. In the photo, the barmaid is standing next to Catherine, and she won a prize for the best game pie. Chaz decided that the villagers were in league with the aristocrats and ran out into the street. However, as the woman promised, she called the police. Chaz calms down and answers the cops' questions. But the cop turns not toward London, but enters the Redwick estate. Chaz cries and begs to be let out. Catherine was already waiting for her prey, but suddenly offered the guy a drink and a snack. The lady says that he managed to survive and hands him a bag filled with money. Catherine suggests that he not be offended. His brother is dead. Her brother is dead. What can you do? Chaz threatens to tell the police everything. But which of the two will the cops believe? Does the young man really think that this is their first hunt? Chaz was given the money and the stolen car was driven to him. However, the student decided not to leave everything as is. And the first person he visited was an antique dealer. The film ends here.